Hi, it's Tracy from Two Rocks Tarot, and I am sharing a spread. So I haven't shared a spread with you all for a while. Now I can't take the credit for this spread. So this spread is from Ashley Levy of the loveandlightschool.com, which I have put a link down below, and also the spread positions meetings, because this is actually quite a long spread. So it's got 13 cards, and this is actually designed. This reading will cover 5 divine feminine archetypes with highly specific info to help you uncover hidden influences that are offering events in your life and reclaim your divine feminine power. So I decided I would use the beautiful Phylarkos Tarot because I wanted to look for a feminine deck. Of course, if you want to delve into your divine masculine power, then you can, just swap around the actual. So instead of the card 1 is going to be your message from the divine feminine, so have your card 1 the message from the divine masculine, and so on and so on. So let's get started. So the first, as I said, the first position is your message from the divine feminine. I'm sorry, I'm making a few videos this weekend because my husband's away. So my asthma is like really playing up like something chronic. So I haven't got the COVID. So please don't stress. But yeah, I am asthmatic. I have been all my life, and I was very, very ill when I was a child, right up until my 20s. I had a big break, come back with a vengeance in my 40s, and now I'm in my 50s, and it's really hit me for a 6 this time. I've been really, really sick. But it's just what happens when you've got asthma. So usually I might get it about once a year, probably not even that sometimes. So sometimes when I go and reach for the inhaler, it's actually out of date. But this particular bout, I've actually had to go on a 5-day steroid course, which has played havoc with my skin. I've got breaking out in acne and you name it. So the first one, your message from the divine feminine. So let's have a look what my message is from the divine feminine. But I just thought I'd point that out because I'm very breathless on my videos, I've noticed. Okay, so my message is, oh, interesting. This is perfect, actually, is the 5 of Sparks, which of course is the 5 of Wands. And I have been really firing, actually, creatively. My creativity has really been really sparking, actually. It's a perfect card for me, the 5 of Sparks. I've really been delving into everything, just absolutely delving into absolutely everything. I just love this deck, I truly do. I've trimmed the borders off my deck because I just wanted to concentrate on the actual cards itself. Bring that close. I don't know if that'll focus. It's not the best card for focusing, I mean a camera, I should say. So this is my message. So what I'm doing, what I'm actually creating, what I've been studying, I'm really attracted to the snakes at the bottom of this particular card. I've really seem to be in balance with the male and the feminine energies within me. So I've got a good balance. Nothing is really, because you can see sort of the male and the female figure look like they're either dancing or struggling. For me, it looks like that I've managed to balance it at this particular stage in my life. They're balanced, but I've got a lot of, I'm really searching for knowledge, I suppose, is the best way. And the serpent to me is always knowledge. I'm shedding my old skin, and I'm coming into a new phase of my life. So that's quite a good card, isn't it, to have for that? Your personal connection, card 2, to the divine feminine. So my personal connection to the divine feminine. Oops. Oh, interesting. The Queen of Wands, the Queen of Sparks. My personal connection to the divine feminine. So the first one was my message, and it is my connection. So it looks like, because I'm very attracted to this card, it's very fiery at the top. Now I'm sure it's her dress, but to me right now at the bottom there, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get that in. I wonder if I could show it on that side. Will that show it up a little bit better? Not particularly. I like just there. I'm sure it is her dress, but to me it looks like a book, and that's exactly what I've been doing. I've actually been studying and finding my connection to the goddess and my spirituality. So that makes absolute perfect sense. There is a lot of blue around there, and you can see that light. I really feel like I'm connecting really, really well with what I'm, with my spirituality and to divine feminine. So I've got that spark. There's lots of red around here. I've got that fire. I've got that passion to really delve into it, particularly at this stage of my life. I mean, we haven't had kids with us at home for 4 years now, but you kind of, when you become an empty nester, as we call it here in Australia, when all your kids are gone and grown up and gone, because mine are 28 and 32, you really got to find out what makes you tick, who you are. And because I had my first daughter so very, very young when I was 21, it really didn't take until my very late 30s, 38, 39, 40s onwards to discover who I actually was, because so much of my youth was motherhood. So now this is a time for me to discover who I am and what I'm really attracted to. If I can bring it closer, can you see how it looks like there's to be scars all over her face? That really strikes a chord with me too, because we all carry scars underneath of us, of things that have happened to us in the past. So those of you who have followed my channel for a while, you know that I was in an abusive marriage for 20 years. So that's the scars that I carry, the lessons that I've learned, and I have learned from that. So really my personal connection is, I suppose, to divine feminine is when you're looking at the state of the earth and how the climate change and everything like that is, we're really, that's our connection. I mean, she's battling to live, and as those of you who have been in a domestic abuse type of situation, it is a battle of wills, a battle to live. So that's our connection. We have got this battle. So absolutely perfect. I knew this spread would be good, but I wanted to wait. Oh, and my camera has disappeared right down to the side there because I dropped it on the keyboard. So let's put it up. All right, so card 3 is your soul path or role in the world. Just make sure they're right way up. So what is my soul path or role in the world? Oh, that one shot right up. Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. The 8 of Coral, which is 8 of Cups, and it's got a little bit of writing underneath there, underneath that cup just above my finger, that actually says open new territory. What I love about these cards is they've got all these little penciled in things on, or little messages and stuff like that, and they really have great meaning to me. So my soul path or role in the world is really to help, and I feel I do this through my YouTube channel, through the comments that I get, is to help people forge their own paths in the world, to help people leave behind what no longer suits them, to really trust in your cat-like instincts. We've got the cat sitting on her head there. Now, you all know that I had a cat for 22 years, and she's always with me, always with me. So I think for the soul path or role in my world is just letting other people know that, hey, it's okay to move on if things aren't right for you. Just leave behind what no longer suits you. And this is what I'm trying to get across in my new tarot series of tips and tricks, tarot tips and tricks, sorry, to do it your own way, to do it your own way. So I think that my soul path and role in the world really is just to help people find their own way, to open them eyes that are shut and find your own way in life. And if that means that you have to leave something behind, perhaps that was dear to you even, so be it. You have to do it so you can forge your own path ahead. Oh, I like that message. I think that's good. Now, card 4 is your role as the healer aspect. I need some healing, hey, with this asthma. So my role as the healer aspect. Love this deck. Oh, that shot right out. Oh gosh, they're really jumpy today. When my cards jump like that, I always know I'm going to have a good reading. Oh, this, oh, wow. My role is the healer aspect. Have a look at that. Judgment. My role. I just wish you could, the lighting is not the best in here. They are a little bit dark. But to me, when I cross over, when I die, this is for me what heaven will be like, that I will be reunited with all the animals that I have loved and lost. Definitely. Definitely, definitely, definitely. So as being a, oh God, this, I don't know, anyone else has got an iMac and their email just pops up out of nowhere, honestly. I'm just going to actually quit that because it covers up all my, because I've got the spread right next to me. So this is my role as the healer aspect, and animals are attracted to me. I love animals, and I can actually, and this is really funny, I can actually see what looks to be like a kookaburra in the tree up here. Where I live, there are lots of kookaburras, and lately I've been noticing that they seem to be laughing a lot. Now, it can't be at me because I haven't even been able to walk all week because I've been too sick. But there's kookaburras there, there's a snake again, there's a fox, you know, there's all sorts of animals. So if this is my role as the healer aspect, I feel that, that as always, and again there's a cat on the shoulder, my cat is always with me. Again, I feel that I'm deeply connected to the animals of the earth, and I'm how can I say it? Animals heal me and I heal them, if that makes sense. When Oscar was so sick, and indeed Blackie, to her last years of her life, you know, she had a thyroid condition, I think from 16 right up until she passed. A lot of cats don't make it that long, they die within a few months. So, you know, I really nourished her, and I really, you know, did everything to make her life comfortable. And when it came with Oscar for when he went blind as well, you know, just like having mats under his drinking bowl so he could feel when there was the water and his food was there, and clapping my hands so he knew where I was to come back out of the backyard into the house when he had to go and do his business. So I really do, I have got a good healing, nurturing aspect when it comes to animals, and animals heal me as well. Nothing can heal me more than an animal. If I could tell you the amounts of times that my cat gave me healing, and even still does now while she's in the spirit world, and I have to say so does Oscar. It's freaking amazing the signs we get from them. And just to give you a small example, I'm just going to go off a bit, but my husband went away for a weekend, and we were talking about how Oscar always used to get sad when Aaron used to go away. He used to put the sad face on, and anyone's had a pug knows how sad their faces can go. Anyway, he's packing his suitcase, and what does he find in his suitcase? One of Oscar's hairs. I mean, he's been gone since October, so his hairs are still showing up, and and Aaron packed it in there. He said, I'm going to take him with me. So I feel like they're kisses from heaven. So I really like that this is a role as a healer aspect, that animals are drawn to me. They always have been since I was a small child, and that my love for them shows, and that when I do cross over, that will be my reward, is being with all the animals that I've loved and lost. I really, really, really like that, because animals don't judge you, do you? There's no judgment when it comes to animals. They're just I don't know, they're beautiful. I can't keep going on about the one card, but that really sort of blew me away. So your role now as the priestess aspect. So my role as a priestess aspect. Oh. I knew I'd get 2 cards. Oh, no. Oh, no, actually I'm going to shuffle again. I can't tell. Let's have a look. My role as the priestess aspect. That's better. I just rather get 1 card because it's quite a long one. This is very interesting. This is a dreamer of spirals. So we have, you know, a woman who's in deep repose and looking within. And I think the spirals, I haven't read with this deck a fair bit. Let me just see what the spirals are. Earth, yes, that's the Pentacles. So the dreamer of spirals. So if this is my role as the priestess aspect, I suppose it shows that I can really go deep within, and I can really face who I am, I suppose. I can go deep within myself and communicate. There's a lot of yellow. I can communicate easily with myself. I know what I want and what I want to do. It took me many, many years to get to that stage, you know what I mean? I still don't know everything that I want to do, but looking at that as my priestess role and being an earthly type of thing. So, and when you see that the card before it was judgment. So the earth is a really big thing for me. Mother Earth, Mother Nature, I've always loved it since I was a child. So for me, I'm very, very aware of what's happening to the world around us, but I'm also very, very aware of what's being deeply planted within me and what I need to nourish and grow, and what I need to spray some weed killer on, basically. So yeah, interesting card. I'm going to be sitting more with these cards because I feel that this is quite a deep spread to go into. So, but she looks very relaxed and very, yeah. So I suppose the priestess of me being able to go deep within to search for what I'm looking for. So now my role as the queen aspect. What's the role as a queen aspect? Oh, that one come up right away. Oh, this is interesting. The King of Spirals. Is it Spirals? Sorry, did I read that right? Yeah, so the King of Pentacles as my queen aspect. So I suppose what this is telling me again, because if we look at the very first card, which was my message from the Divine Feminine, and I said that my male and female aspects are in balance. Well, it is, because now I've got the King as my as my queen aspect. So it looks like that, yes, I am very much in balance. Oops, I picked up the wrong card there. I'm trying to keep them in order to take a photo later. So it looks like, yes, I am very in touch with both sides of me, my male and feminine side. And I am in control, which I think is kind of wonderful, actually. I really love this deck. I tell you what, I should use it more often. But you know how it is when you've got a lot of decks on your shelf and you just, yeah. But that's the main message, is that I am in control of both my aspects. So now we go into your Divine Feminine activation. So card 7 is my role as a wise woman. So my role as a wise woman. No surprise. I got the Hermit. My role as a wise woman. The Hermit. Now this is very interesting, because this card really stood out to me when I first saw this deck. I saw Nat on Sanskrit Blue do a walkthrough on it, and I ordered it the next day. I absolutely fell in love with it. And what pulled me to this was the gentleman in there. He looks like our Indigenous Aboriginal people. And as you know, I've been following the Noongar Wheel of the Year, and really, excuse me, concentrating on where I live and the spirits, the energy of the land, you know, that type of thing. So if this is my wise woman, this is telling me that I'm on the right path. What I am delving into is the right path for me. And I also, because I always feel like the picture on the back there, which you can see a picture behind there, is the actual guardian of this tarot deck. It's the actual spirit of this deck that speaks to us. That's just how I look at it with this particular deck. I truly, truly do. So I am on the right path doing what I'm doing. I really am. And it's got sweet poteny written on here. And since I've been following this seasonal Wheel of the Year, things have really fallen into place. The real clicked and aha moments. So this tells me that, yeah, I am very much a hermit still. I can't help it. But it's where I'm meant to be. It's my role. That's just who I am, and I accept that. So that's great. So now this is going to be my role as the goddess aspect. So my role as the goddess aspect. Is that 2? Yeah, I've got 2 cards here. I've been lucky, they've been 1 card. So the first card that I got was the, actually it should be the other way around. Oh God, I'll never get used to this reversed thing honestly. So anyway, was the Queen of Coral, that's right, the Queen of Cups, and the 4 of Pentacles there. Again, can you notice the cat? Can you notice the cat? So this is my role as a goddess. So honestly, the cat, my cat was my spirit animal. She was a guide that was sent to me on earth. I truly believe it. And because I hear and see from her still so much, it's unbelievable. Like the other week, Nina come to my house with a new deck called the Shadowlands Tarot. And I was missing my cat a lot that day. And when she showed me that deck, do you know how many black cats were in that deck? That's the type of signs that I get when I miss my animals. I always get a sign from them that they're with me still and that they love me. So I brought that deck. It's on pre-order. So the Queen of Corals, and then we've got the Four of Pentacles. So this is my role as the goddess aspect. So of course, when you come from a or been in an abusive marriage type of situation, or even a troubled childhood, whatever it is that you've been through, the most thing that you crave is stability. And I was very, very poor when I was young, and I never had that, but I've got that now. I am just so stable, it's unbelievable, which I never thought that that would happen to me. I mean, I'm not saying I'm rich. I mean, stable in, you know, having my own home, a loving husband, food on the table, you know, roof over my, you know, all that type of thing. It's just, when you haven't got that, or haven't had that for years, or it's a struggle to have what you've got, do you know what I mean? It's something that you remember, and it affects you for the rest of your life. So I'm very, very grateful for what I got. But the Queen of Cups is always delving deep into your emotions too, and I've never forgotten the lessons that I've learned. So I suppose the goddess aspect of these two cards together is showing me that I haven't forgotten my hardship and what I've learned. I really appreciate what I've got, and it's very stable and secure. And I'm really, it's going to sound funny, but I'm really, really pulled to the way the stream of yellow is going straight to the heart. Well, to me, it looks straight to the lungs area. Now, today is going to be my last day that I'm supposed to be on my steroids, but I don't think my lungs are actually healed. I'm actually going to take this as a message that I think I have to go back to the doctor and get him to listen to my lungs again, because it doesn't really seem to be getting any better. So that's just something, I think that's just a message from the goddess, really, to tell you the truth. It's been a real struggle. So that's my goddess aspect. I'm queen now of what I've got, my life, you know, but I've never forgotten what I used to have, if that makes sense. I mean, you know, this is a spread you're going to have to really sit down, and I don't want this. I mean, it's already 22 minutes in. I don't want to go for mental. So now the next one is card 9, is your healer journey. Oh yeah, this is perfect. Temperance, my healer journey. Because not only did I have an I suffered from depression for many years. I only occasionally get it now, but I was on medication. I suffered terribly when I was young. Yeah, I can't even tell you. So it was always a battle to keep my emotions in balance. Now this particular card, looking at it, reminds me very, very much of my daughter, my youngest daughter, who actually suffers from bipolar. So you can imagine her battle. When I think back to when she was a child, I can pick it up when she was fairly young, and I'm talking around 6, 7, 8, you know. But, you know, in hindsight, when you can look back at things, when you've got the knowledge that you have. So this very much reminds me of Sarah, who's actually really got her shit together and is living in all the way in Manchester for a couple of years and loving her life. But if this is my healer journey, when you're a mother and you watch your child go through something like that and you can't put a band-aid on it and just fix it, it's really, really freaking hard, I tell you. It's very, very hard. And I was also felt guilty because I didn't recognize it, even though I suffered from depression, because bipolar is a whole different ball game, believe you me. So, you know, it took us 6 years just to get diagnosed with it properly. So it was a really crazy time. Trying to keep her balanced and you know, and feel like she's not going insane. And so, you know, I'm really attracted to all the different colours, you know, lots of blues, there's lots of, you know, there's just every colour spectrum that you can see is in there. So my healer journey, I feel like that even though I felt like I wasn't helping her, obviously I have helped her. Now, she's not someone, she's like me, she won't discuss her feelings or anything like that. Now, Aaron's really good like that with her, because he just asks her straight out, how's your mental health? I feel like I can't actually do that, which is really weird. I am her mother, you know, but I don't like to bring that up for her because I don't want her to delve on it. So my healing, I have to get into balance with that, my healing journey. But she's very on top of it. She really, really is. So for this is my journey as a healer, is that I think I may have helped her in more ways that I will ever know. That's just not something that I'm going to know. It's not something she's going to say like, hey, mum, you know, you've done this, you've done, you know, that's not the type of person she is. She's very private and keeps to herself, which is fine. You know, I love her who she is, not what I want her to be. So I think I've helped her in more ways than I know. And I think I've helped other people as well, because, you know, my husband hasn't had a terrific life either, but when we got together, we've made it right. You know, two wrongs come together and made a big fat tick of right. So temperance is absolutely perfect, because it's always been about balance for me. So yeah, this is an amazing spread, actually, I'll tell you what. Okay, so the next one is going to be your priestess journey. So before, when it was a priestess aspect, it's an aspect of me that's like a priestess. This is my journey as a priestess. So let's have a look. The Ace of Wings. So the Ace of Wings, of course, is the Ace of Swords. Now, I love this. Now, people don't like this about the deck because it's got black and white for the aces, but I think it's perfect because it's an energy that hasn't been tapped into. It's just the beginning. So for me, like I just said before, having suffered depression and a lack of confidence and not speaking my feelings or my true thoughts really hindered me and held me back for most of my life, to be honest. The only, you know, if you had told me years ago I would have had a YouTube channel, I would have just laughed to death. There's no way you'd think that I would be doing what I'm doing now. But since I met my husband and we've been together for 16 years now, he's really given me the confidence that I've always strived for. And even though I wasn't confident, I made sure my daughters were confident. That I always made sure that they felt that they could do anything in the world. But for me, I was blinded to my own confidence, to my own thoughts, to getting them out clearly. And when you suffer from depression, you know, there's no bloody balance in it. Hey, you're just up and down. You're either up all the time or down all the time, depending what type of depression you've got. So this aspect, my priestess journey, was hidden for many, many years. And like I said, I only felt like I've really come into myself into my early 40s onwards. So absolutely brilliant card to come up for a priestess journey. So the next one is my queen journey. My journey as a queen. Don't know if I should do one of them little waves. So my journey as a queen. Interesting. The Seven of Wings. So the Seven of Swords. The journey of a queen. So it looks, you know what, the Seven of Swords, a lot of people think it's to do with sneakiness and things like that, which it can be. But if you look at this, you can't see her arms, can you? It's just all feathers and birds around her and a lot of yellow again. And she's very, very young. And actually, funny enough, it kind of reminds me of what I looked like when I was young. I used to be really, really blonde, right up until my 40s, I'd say. As you can see now, it's quite dark, and I dye it like a sort of a white colour. Well, it's gone grey now, but you know. Well, actually, no, it's actually dyed this colour, believe it or not. But anyway, I digress. So this is my queen journey. So since I was young, I always felt like I've been having my wings clipped. My mother was very different. How can I say it? She always wanted me to be somebody else. Do you know what I mean? She wasn't happy with who I was. She wanted me to be, I don't know who the hell she wanted me to be, but she didn't want me to be who I am. Like, it was always, you know, can't you be more like this or that and everything. Do you know what I'm saying? So for instance, my her brother's wife's daughters, because he married her with 4 kids, you know, it was always like they were in the brownies, so she joined me in the brownies, and I hated it. I couldn't think of anything more stupid like dancing around a mushroom. You know, when you're a hermit, and things like that really go against your grain, and I don't think she could ever accept that about myself, of who I am. So I always felt like I had my wings clipped from when I was a child. And then I had my wings clipped again when I was in a depressive marriage, you know, with an abusive marriage. I couldn't do what I wanted to do or be who I wanted to do. But now, since, you know, these last 16 years, I'm flying. I am who I want to be. I've changed my whole strategy. I've changed the way I think. You know, I always would think of the glass as half empty, not as half full. I was the most pessimistic person you would ever meet in your goddamn life. Everything was just shit in my eyes. For so many years, I can't even tell you. And I didn't have a bad childhood. I'm not saying that at all. I had a really loving parents and a fantastic brother. I had a good, stable childhood. But it was depression that makes you think like that. Even though I had issues with my mum a bit, I'm more of a dad's girl. But, you know, I still knew she loved me. But now, you know, I've managed to change my whole way of thinking. Every now and again, I might go back to that little girl and how she felt. Every now and again. But not much. Now I truly feel like I'm flying up to meet my true purpose in life. So my queen journey is I've unclipped my wings and I'm spreading them. So let's have a look at my wise woman journey. Ooh, 31 minutes. I don't like making such long videos, but this is a long spread and I think it deserves a long video. So my wise woman, oh, this one popped up. Oh, interesting. The Fool. Look at that, all in blue. For blue for me is communication, and this is the biggest thing I've had to learn in my life, is to just communicate what I am feeling and what I want to do, and I don't have a problem with that now. I can't tell you how many times Aaron said to me, geez, you know, when I first met you, you would have never said that. So that's my wise woman journey, is to speak how you feel and to communicate, and don't give a crap what other people think. Just do what you want to do. Take that fool's energy, leap off that cliff and speak your mind, and that is my wise woman's journey. So the very last one of this one is your goddess journey. So let's have a look. Oh, that come up straight away. Oops, that disappeared. Oh, strength. Now I know that's a lion, but my cat gave me a lot of strength. I can't tell you how much this cat is a therapy cat that I had. I really, really can't. So my goddess journey. And I'm also very attracted that the lion, and I'm thinking straight away Sekhmet, the Egyptian goddess, come to my mind. And maybe I need to read up on that goddess a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah. And I also like how there's three. So there's two women, and there is a line in between, and then there's another two women at the bottom with what looks like to be a horned figure of Pan, right where my finger is there. So definitely my goddess journey is nature-based. It's with animals. It's being strong. I have, I suppose, faced a fair bit of crap in my life, and I've come through it a better person, I believe. But yeah, this was an absolutely fabulous spread. I really highly recommend for everybody to do it. And like I said, if you want to delve into your masculine energy, do that. And I actually might do that. I don't think I'll videotape it because it's quite long, this spread, but I think I might actually do it again and do it from the male aspect and see, you know, what's lacking or what I've got in there. So I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you do a VR, I would love to watch it. Until next time, this is Tracy.